Welcome back. We're discussing conditions in Somalia, including the issue of piracy off the Somali coast with the country's most famous rapper. Kanan Warsame, or known to his fans as Kenan, has been breathing fresh air into the rap scene with his mix of activism and geopolitical insight. Kenan's joining us from Paris. Let's get another call in. We've got Caleb, who's been waiting patiently on the line from the UK. Caleb, what would you like to ask?
Yes, I'm saying these guys who are hijacking the ships, and some people are saying it's because they are hungry. This is why they're doing it. I'm saying, where do they get the money to buy the guns from?
Actually, that's an interesting point. Looking at the political situation, Kenan, there has been an issue of arms coming into Somalia. Everyone seems to be armed. I mean, even children. From what you know, what's being done to try to stop the flow of arms, or how are the arms basically getting so widespread there?
Well, there's a lot of embargoes, a lot of arms embargoes. But there's nothing truly being done to stop any of the major illegal activities that's going on in Somalia. There's a lot of effort to stop what's happening out of Somalia to non-Somalis, but really not a lot of effort to what's happening to Somalis being done by Somalis or even people from other parts of the world. So it's kind of the world has been making a one-way effort as far as up to this point.
You're one of the young generation, but you managed to get out at the age of 13. What's happening to a young generation of Somalis who know nothing but guns, who have basically grown up with arms and see rule of law as something that just doesn't exist?
Yeah, rule of law is foreign to them. I mean, imagine the child that is born, you know, the kid that's now, or the man that's now 18 years old, is someone who has never known stability or order or even government. They've not known the usual conducts in cities where if something happens, you tell the law and something is done about it. They don't know this process at all. They do something about it themselves. So everyone is kind of taking the law into their own hands because that's all they know. So all the 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds that are running around in the streets with guns, if you talk to them about peace and order and stability and following the rule of law, they really have no understanding of it, and rightfully so. They've been born when that didn't exist.
Let's get in Hassan from London, who's on the phone waiting as well with a question or comment. Go ahead, Hassan.
Hi, Rizwan. Hello, Kenan. Yeah, my question is, you see this in American EU, you see, why didn't they support, the government, or all the government parts we had, when they see the British, they're trying to come, like today there was a government from America, in Mogadishu. Why they didn't come and support before? Why are they coming now and saying about period?
Okay, you know, Hassan, actually, just before I get this question to Kenan, here's something about an indication of the chaos plaguing Somalia. Just a few hours ago, an American congressman was almost killed after meetings with President Sharif Sheikh Ahmed. I think that's what you're referring to. Representative Donald Payne, who was there for meetings about the piracy issue, and as his plane left Mogadishu airport on Monday, it came under mortar fire. This is what he had to say about the piracy issue right just before the attack, actually.
No piracy, U.S. forces would not have had to intervene. And so I think that any country, any company have a right to protect itself and to protect its employees and its citizens. And so the action of the United States was not inappropriate. Piracy was inappropriate.
Kenan, you know, there's listening to what the congressman there had to say, and having spent some time in America, living in Canada now as well, how much confidence do you have there is a sincere wish to try to help Somalia from the West?
Well, first I want to make a quick comment on what he said. He's right. Piracy is inappropriate. What America has done is to protect their own, and that's natural. But another thing that America has done, which has not been considered, is the ramifications, the implications that it has on the other 200 foreign nationals that are being held by these pirates. you know, if in fact there was an imminent danger to the captain, then certainly the actions taken by the Navy SEAL is appropriate. There are those people who do not believe that there was imminent danger, because the imminent danger that's being discussed right now is that there was an AK pointing to the captain. I suspect that an AK must have been pointing to the captain all along, because that's what they do to hold their hostages. So it's just America has acted unilaterally in this to protect their own, which is in fact fair, and in fact possibly right. But what it is it's kind of lacking wisdom, because in fact there are too many people that are in danger now, because the pirates are saying, well, if you're killing us, then we're going to kill them, and that's just not a position that anyone wants to be in. And as far as a sincere wish for America or the world to help Somalia, I think it's not a sincere wish. I think it's a matter of self-interest. I think that for European trade to continue to thrive in these oceans, something's going to have to be done. But if there was a sincere wish for the world to come together and try to do something about the Somali issue, it would have happened before this issue was prominent.
Of course, we've got roped very heavily into the pirate debate in this conversation. There's a lot more to talk about with Somalia, and of course there's music. Just tell me about some of the messages you're trying to get out in your music. Troubadour, fantastic album, great music on there. Congratulations, by the way, on your incredible success with your music. But what is the message you're trying to get across when you touch on, for example, the subject of pirates in your song Somalia, or talk about the Somali issues in your music?
Yeah, the issues that I try to talk about for me are not really a political. They're not mission statements. I'm really not trying to be an activist of any sort. It's just what has been handed to me. My art comes from the discontent that is the situation of Somalia. Whether it goes back to from when I was there to right now with all the issues that's going on. My music is just trying to be honest about what my issues are, what my feelings are, the things that kind of keep me up at night, and those are the things I write about. And so you know, it's going to be something about pirates is going to be addressed, but also so many more issues of Somalia are discussed in the music, and you know, even its beauty, which has been forgotten.
Right. You know, it's interesting.
Discussed in the music.
You've taken quite a unique step in getting your fans and anyone who wants to actually use Twitter to send you lines, so you can remake one of your songs as well. Very unique. Where did that idea come from?
The idea came from this discussion of, you know, are people artists? Are humans naturally inclined to art? And I think so. I think they don't have to be very good, but they certainly are inclined, I think, to art and to creating something. And so I thought, instead of talking about the theory, what about doing something about it? So I invited people to this one song of mine called People Like Me,
right,
which I think is appropriate, because in the song I take the shape of two different people. One, I become, the first verse, I become a soldier from the United States of America who's in Iraq, who's going through difficult scenario himself. And the second one is a woman who's losing her home because of the economic crisis. And so I wanted to invite people to take what it would be like if they took a stab at it and wrote something that hopefully is unifying. You know, that's kind of what I wanted from the song, to get a sense of unity within people. And I thought it could be interesting to use a social media to create a song.
It's very unique. Now, it's interesting that the Somali population around the world has got an even greater focus on it, apart from the piracy and the issues, the humanitarian crisis in Somalia. The fact the U.S. now identified the first homegrown suicide bomber from the U.S. There's a lot of focus. What kind of difficulties have you faced as a Somali traveling now, because there's that much more of a watchful eye on the community?
Yeah, I travel with a friend of mine who's an American Somali, and myself, and so it's interesting because we travel in a big group, in a large group, and it's only two of us that are Somali. I mean, any given time that I'm actually traveling from city to city, I might be with 12 to 15 people, and it's usually the two of us that get pulled over in the airport. And get a little bit longer examination, a little bit more scrutiny, and so on. And you know, a lot of the times, honestly, we just kind of laugh it off, and you know, it's what we're given to deal with, and so I think it just creates more art.
But you're optimistic that things can improve with your music, perhaps improving the image of Somalia.
I believe so. I mean, I get a lot of people who have been giving me their accounts on what the music has done for them, and what kind of light that it might have brought to the issue of Somalia for them. A lot of people who would not have been interested otherwise. And so I'm very fortunate to have a little bit of a role to play in the issue of Somalia through music, which is what is most natural, I think, to me.
Well, Kenan, I want to wish you thank you very much for joining us. Wish you a lot of luck with your music, and hope we speak to you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. On the next show, President Obama has recognized the American drug consumption and guns fuel violence in Mexico, but what prospect for peace? Join us for that next time. See you.